Alright, I'm very much expectant that you've watched the first video, the introduction to probability. So right now, let's proceed with the discussion of our lesson for this week. Probability of a simple event. We're now in the quarter 4, week 7, and this is prepared by yours truly, Teacher Lay. And our objective for this lesson is to find the probability of a simple event. Okay, that's very simple. The one and only objective that we need to attain or achieve. Again, find the probability of a simple event. So for this, another introduction, let us recall first what is probability. And probability, as you can see in our screen. Wait, what is that for? So the probability is a measure or estimation of how likely it is that an event will occur. It can be expressed as fraction, a decimal, or percent. Okay, take note, fraction, decimal, or percentage. We have 3 ways. So it's up to you. Now, if you have a question like, Sir, what if my answer is in fraction form? Will it be okay? Yes, of course. Sir, how about I like my answer to be in decimal form? No problem with that. How about, sir, mine is in percentage? Again, no problem. It's your preference. But if I have specified format or form, you need to write your answer in fraction form. You have to. Okay, so you always read reminders or instructions, directions, so you will not lead into wrong answer. Okay, let's continue. So what is simple event? Simple event, it is an event consisting of a single point of the sample space. And recall, sample space talking about all the possible outcomes. So later on we'll experience what are these simple event, what are these sample space or possible outcomes. Let's continue. Another review from previous class, we have this activity of flipping coin, right? And with this flipping coin, okay, I will be the head in this coin. For the first time in forever, I will be the head in this coin. Not Rizal, not Aguinaldo, or what? It's Surley. Again, let me try again. Print screen. Okay. So let me continue. So in flipping a coin, let's just remember, recall. There are 2 possible outcomes, and that is the head and the tail. E-tail, what's that? Omit that E. Therefore, the probability of getting a head is 1/2, or in percentage 50%, in decimal 0.5. While the probability of getting a tail is also 1/2, 50%, or 0.5. Now, if you want to try flipping coin at this very moment without getting coin right now, I only have wax here, so I cannot flip it to get or head. Sorry for that. So I have here in the internet, we have the online flipping coin. Okay, and if you will try this, just click or press it. What will be the result? Heads. And then look at the global status here. The global status here. Ching. Sorry for that. The global status heads for what is it? 4,017,172, and for the tails 4,013,000, and for the percentage, hey, we have 50% for the heads and 49.98% for the tails, and that is global. Okay, so if you want to contribute, you can do this. Just go to flipsimu.com, and then you try, and your trial will be added into the total number of flips. Flip it. Maybe you can have a goal of making them 50% and then 50% for the heads, 50% for the tail. So it's up to you. If you have so many time, just do it. Just flip the coin. You can also hold it like this, so you will flip it very fast and a little bit longer. Okay, heads. So I just tried. You can do this also in rolling a die. You have this flipsimu.com dice roll. Okay. This is just a sample. I hope you enjoy this. If you need a die or a coin and you don't have any, you can use the online. Okay, let's go back to the slide. So okay, we just recalled it. Okay, let's continue. So for the first activity, we're going to roll it on. When a fair die is thrown, what is the probability of getting the number 4? An odd number, a number that is more than 6, a number that is less than 7. Have you tried it? So of course, if you are in the face-to-face situation, you will experience an activity wherein you're going to roll a die. You will flip coins with your group mates, with your classmates in front of class. Very creative way of doing this activity you will experience, but this time you can do it at home if you want. Okay, and then just answer, what is the probability of getting the number 4, odd number? Okay, let's continue. Later I will show you the solution. Well, this is also in your learner's packet. Okay, by the way, when we talk about fair die, it means that at its simplest, a fair die means that each of the faces has the same probability of landing facing up. A standard 6-sided die, for example, can be considered fair if each of the faces has probability of 1/6. So it is not fair die if all the numbers are 6. All the 6 faces, the number is 6 or 2 or 1. That is biased die. So for this is unbiased die or fair die, we call it. Okay. Now for the probability of an event, or simply P, probabilities. P stands for probability and then event, and close in parentheses, is a number from 0 to 1, which tells us how likely an event is to happen. The more likely an event is to occur, the higher its probability. The less likely an event is to occur, the lower its probability. As you can see in this figure. Okay, so we have here, I'm going to use 0, and in 0, as you can see, in fraction form 0, and then decimal 0, percentage 0, meaning the event is impossible to happen. Okay, there is no chance at all for this one. Unlikely to happen, meaning less than 50%. Okay, and then more than 0, of course, that is unlikely, or in other term, less likely to happen. For this equally likely, 50-50. 50% it may happen, 50% it may not. So 1/2, 0.5, 50%. For the likely, then it has a greater probability than the equal. 0.75%, 0.75, 75%, 3/4 in fraction form. Then this is what we call more likely to happen. And for this one, certain, of course, 100% we are sure that this thing will happen. Now, another merit award to all of you. Give me a certain event that is impossible to happen. Example, if today is Monday, tomorrow will be Wednesday. Is it possible or impossible? It is impossible. If today is Monday, tomorrow will be Wednesday, it is impossible. So that kind of event is the sample. Now, you give me your own example of impossible event that might happen. Impossible event that may happen. Impossible event, okay? Another is an event which is unlikely to happen, equally likely to happen. So each of these give me, so 5 events. Just send me a personal message if you really watch this video. So that's it. Okay, I will receive you. I'll wait for your message for your entry of example. Certain event, let's say, what certain event? Certainly, you will not get high grades if you didn't pass your outputs. Take note, you will not get high grades if you didn't pass or submit your outputs. Why? Because there's possibility that you can get grade but it is not high. Okay, that's why I call it a certain event. Okay, so there are lots of possible events for each of these. So go ahead and send me your entry. Let's continue. So another, let us collaborate in real time. So one of the best examples is like what I've said in the introduction of this is the weather today. So today is Monday. So I've searched this yesterday night. Yes. So that's why it is highlighted as tomorrow. So Monday, June 14, day 31 degrees. Okay. Night 26 degrees. So mas malamig of course at night. So scattered thunderstorms, and I believe each of us here in Cavite, we hear these thunderstorms. Okay, we're hearing this. We keep on hearing this. And what is the percentage or chance of precipitation? We can see it here. It's 40%. 40% chance of precipitation. Okay, so meaning it is less likely to rain today, for this day, Monday, June 14. So meaning no need to worry for those who are washing their clothes. Don't worry if it will dry or what. Just keep on washing your clothes. But first, you have to do your tasks, okay, before you help your parents in the household chores. But don't forget to help them first. Okay, let us continue. Always, you can get data from this. Now, based on its given data, which is presented. Okay, let's continue. Here it is. Let's proceed now with the probability of an event. How are we going to get the probability of an event? To solve the probability of a simple event, we need to get the ratio of favorable outcomes to the total number of possible outcomes, or known as the sample space. Again, what is sample space? Sample space is known as the total number of possible outcomes. Meaning, if the event is flipping a coin, then our sample space or total number of possible outcomes is 2. Sample space, we have head and tail. So we have 2 total number possible. And now it is being shown by a formula below. So always remember this formula, the simple formula. We have number of favorable outcomes, which is the event itself, and then over number of all outcomes, total number of, or the sample space. In symbols, we have probability of event, P, and then E enclosed in parentheses equals small letter n cursive, and then over capital letter N. So with this, let's have some example. With the first activity I presented, here it is. So when a fair die is thrown again, what is the probability of getting the number 4? So what is the event? Event of getting a number 4. So we all know that in a die, 4 occurs only one. There is only one 4 in all 6 phases of a die. So therefore, the number of favorable outcomes is 1, and there are 6 possible outcomes in a die. There are 6 possible outcomes in a die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry. And then, as you can see, if we're going to substitute this, the 1 and the 6, the favorable outcome 1, and the number of all outcomes we have 6. So with this we'll get 1 over 6. Okay, and in decimal 0.17 and 17%. That's it. As easy as that we can get the probability of an event, simple event. Okay, let's continue with the letter B sample. I'm done with this. With the letter B, so we have, oh, it's letter C. Letter B, event of getting an odd number. So what are the odd numbers? We have here odd numbers, not even, meaning it has only 1 and 2 factors, 1 and itself. So we have 1, 3, 5. Okay, and so our favorable outcomes is 3. Here it is. So we have 3 favorable outcomes, 1, 3, 5, 3, and then we have 6, the same as our number of all outcomes, 6. 3 over 6 is our answer or not? Final answer? No, not yet final answer, because we need to simplify. So we have the answer 1/2. Simplest 4, 1/2, or 0.5 and 50 or 50%. Did you get it? That's how it is. Just always remember this formula: number of favorable outcomes and number of all outcomes. So you will get this probability of simple event. Let's proceed with letter C. We have a number that is more than 6. So the same. In a die, we have 6 faces. So numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there a number that is more than 6? Of course, there's none. So therefore, 0 is the favorable outcome. If 0 is the favorable outcome, we just need to write here, and the total number of outcomes or possible outcomes is 6. 0 over 6 is 0. So therefore 0 and then 0. And it means a probability of 0 means the event will never occur. Of course, right? We can never get 7, 8, 9, and so on in a bias or a fair die, which is numbered only 1 to 6. And lastly, for letter D, we have here, oops, that's not, event of getting a number that is less than 7. So there are 6 numbers less than 7. What are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of them are less than 7. So meaning we have 6. Oops, what happened? We have 6 here. We have 6 here over 6, so we have 1. And the probability is 1, means that the event will always occur. Okay? 100% we will get a number that is less than 7 in rolling a fair die. Well, we know that already. Let's continue. Another type of simple event. Let us write each letter of the word mathematics on a card, and a card is chosen at random from the box. Now, what is the probability of getting the letter M? So let us count first. How many numbers do we have? How many letters do we have in mathematics? M, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 cards with different letters, except for M, which we have here 2 M's. 1, 2, M1, M2. So now the question here is, what is the probability of getting the letter M? So for this, since the card is randomly selected, it means that each card has the same chance of being selected. All of them, all 11 of them. There are 11 letters in the box. M's 1, A, T, H, E, M, 2, A, T, I, C, S. And there are 2 cards with letter M. So therefore, the number of favorable outcomes is 2, because we have 2 M's, and the all possible outcomes we have here 11. So 2 over 11 is equivalent to 0.18 or 18%. Chance of getting the letter M is 18%, or 2 over 11. Okay, did you get it? If it is letter T, of course it will be 1 over 11. Okay, and 1 over 11 in decimal is 0.09. in percent, it is 9%, of course. So all of these letters except M has the probability of 9%. Let's continue. Okay, another example, another type. Let's say I will have math contests among 8 selenium students. So sorry for those for the selenium or for the calcium, magnesium, and sodium. Okay. Now, in 8 selenium, let's say I have this math contest. Yes. So if there are 12 male participants, I have 12 students in my advisory and 24 female participants, 12 female in my advisory. What is the probability that the winner is a male student or a female student? Now, to get the probability of a male winner, we're just going to get the ratio of the number of the male students to the total number of students. So we have here, for the male students, we have the given n is equal to 12. We have 12 male students and the total number is 36. So substituting to the formula, we will get 12 over 36. Oh, I'm just messing this. We have 12 over 36, and then to simplify, we have 1/3 or 33%, and for the female, the same process, we will get 2/3, and in percentage, 67%. Okay, adding these two, 33 plus 67, for a total of 100%. Yay, there is a winner. Who will win? A female or a male in this math contest among grade 8 selenium students? So it is just a probability that it is more likely that a female student will win this contest. But then again, we're not sure about it. There is no constant in this world. Okay, let's continue. Now, I'm done with my discussion. Here is your part. For you to be engaged, you have to do the learning tasks 1 and 2 of the week 7 learners packet, which is posted in the Google Classroom as well. And then you're going to check your work using the K2 correction I am about to post on Friday. And then you're going to submit your scores using the exit ticket, which will be posted also in the Google Classroom on Friday at 12:30. And for the assimilation, this will be your performance task of the week. You just need to do the activity problem no more, okay, under assimilation. That's so simple. And assessment, you just need to answer the quiz, submit your answers using the form to be posted in the Google Classroom, and this will serve as your written work for the week. Again, it's very simple. And don't forget to share your reflection to me using the Google form I'm about to post also in the Google Classroom. Everything in the Google Classroom in that section for that week. So personally, how probability takes place in your life, or what specific event in your life that really shows probability or you applies probability. So it's up to you. Use terminologies about this lesson. Okay? That's it. So, to sum up, let's always remember that the probability of an event is a number, either a fraction, a decimal, or a percent from 0 to 1, and the sum of the probabilities of all outcomes in the sample space is 1. And if an event will never happen, then the probability is 0. If an event is sure to happen, then the probability is 1. And always remember this formula. Probability of a simple event is equal to number of favorable outcomes over number of all possible outcomes. And before I end, I would like to thank the following, of course, the Depth and Grade 8 Math Learners Packets, slide template from Canva, and the following references. And that will be all. Thank you very much, everyone. This is your Teacher Lay. Maraming salamat. God bless us all.